Hey, Marcus, every game this season, you come close in every game this season. You get to within, a reachable margin, but you just haven't been able to get over the hump. What's going to take to get over the hump and, to finish to close out a game?
One, we got to make shots down the stretch. And two, we got to lock in a little bit more down the stretch on the defensive end. You tip your hat off to those guys tonight, man. They made some tough shots. They got some lucky bounces. It's part of it. It's part of the learning process. It's part of coming into something new for everybody. But like you said, we've been there. In every game we play, we have been there. So for us, it's just keep going. Eventually that tide is going to turn, and we all know this is a make-or-miss league and a game of run. So we're going to make ours.
How do you balance this? Like, are you mad that you're 0-4, but also have to balance staying positive here? Like, how do you mentally sort of balance this?
You can't get too high. You can't get too low. It's a long season. Things are going to happen, and like I said, for us, we just got to stay the course. We put in the work. We can control, and that's putting ourselves in a position to go out there and make shots, make the right play on both ends, and we do that. Sometimes it just doesn't work out for you, but we can't get too low on ourselves. We have a lot of talent on this team, and things, like I said, is going to click. It's just taking some time right now for us.
Marcus, it looked like when you were guarding Luka in the back, that matchup was intense as expected, but then after a game, I saw you guys showing love to one another. Just how much do you cherish that matchup, and how do you sum up how tough it is to guard him?
Oh, man, Luka's great. We all know how great Luka is. The things he can do on that basketball court is phenomenal. So, when you got a chance to go up against a player like that, especially me being a defensive guy, you take that challenge, and it's a fun one for sure, and it's something you look forward to. And he's a great player. He made some great shots, so we tip our cap off. But it's always going to be a fun matchup with Luka, and we have that mutual respect for each other.
When you go to the bench, me and you, Des, it was a little bit of a drop off today. What are you noticing in terms of the difference between the units in terms of execution and things like that? Like, where's the bench as opposed to the starters, in that category?
Still figuring it out. You got guys in lineups and in positions that they probably didn't know they were going to be in this season, didn't expect to be in this season, and they're trying to figure it out. You're trying to figure out where guys like the ball and who you're playing with at the same time, and everybody's trying their best. So, it's 4 games in. It's going to take some time, and like I said, it's going to click. And once it does, it'll feel more fluid for us. But right now, we're trying to figure it out.
I know you didn't get to guard your former teammate a lot because you had the assignment of Luka, but how was it just going against him? I know you played so many years with him back in Boston, and you've played so many times together. So how was it just going against him for the first time?
It was great, man. Grant's amazing. That's my brother for life, for sure. Me and Grant been through some battles. We had our ups and we had our downs. But that's family right there. And, I'm just proud to see him happy, see him, playing and him playing well. Unfortunately, it was against us, but, I'm happy for him.
Marcus, you and I think Des said this too. You do got to tip your cap to Dallas for the shots that they hit, but also too, was there anything that you noticed with the shifts or the rotations that kind of led to those looks, led to those open threes, or is it just still one of those things, getting used to playing with each other and learning the system?
A little bit of both, I guess you can say. They, like I said, made some tough shots in our faces. We missed a couple coverages, but we're trying to help each other. So, the shots that they're getting open, we're trying to help each other and get out there as best as we can. And that comes with it. You got a team that's been playing with each other. You got a guy, Luka, who is very good at finding those guys and, making his teammates better. So you do just tip your head off and you keep going. We were right there, the game plan, we had it. They made it. You made other guys try to beat you, and they beat us tonight. So.
You seem very calm, no panic. Is there a part of you that likes this challenge?
Love it. Love every last bit of it. You know what I'm saying? For me, I've been challenged my whole life growing up, and, I never ran into an obstacle that I couldn't overcome. So it's just one of those things for me, and for us being as competitive as we are, and our competitive nature, you need a challenge, and this is only going to make us better. This adversity is something we need to go through, and this is going to help us in the long run.
Marcus, in the back, you guys are heading out on a pretty long road trip. In all the years that you've been around, have you found that a road trip can bring a squad together and turn things around?
For sure. You know, it's a great feeling, and it's no other feeling than going to somebody else's house and get a win. So, you know, we're desperate for one. We need one, and that's going to start Wednesday night. Thank you, guys.
Hey, Des, before the game, Coach Jenkins said you got to exercise patience, you know, early in the season. Every game you've been in, you've been able to get close at the end, but you're not able to get over. What is it going to take to get over to get that first win?
I mean, it's going to take a lot of things. I mean, in order to win in this league, you got to be good on the boards. You got to take care of the ball. You got to make shots. You know, I mean, all those things have to happen on any given night to get a win in this league. And like you said, we've been close, and you know, sooner rather than later, we're going to get in the win column for sure.
There was a moment in the fourth quarter. I think you guys were down like maybe 14 or 12, and I saw you go over to the bench and get on everybody, and the crowd sort of responded to that. Can you just walk me through what you were trying to accomplish there?
Yeah, I mean, early in the training camp, you know, one of the first things we talked about is body language, you know, and you go down 14 in the fourth quarter, and, you know, you got one or two options. You know, you can either lay down or keep fighting. And, you know, I thought that we responded well after that timeout and was able to get the lead down to 4 or 6 or something like that shortly after. So there's no quitting this team. You know, I'm proud of the way that we've battled, you know, this whole entire time. And like I said, sooner or later it's going to pay off.
Des, you said the other night that you do put a lot on your plate on the court right now, especially with Ja being out. How much do you put on your plate as far as a leadership role, given the adversity you guys are going through to start the year right away?
No doubt about it. I mean, that's, you know, I've been here you know, almost as long as anybody else has. And, you know, I mean, we've lost 7 in a row, 8 in a row, you know, never at the beginning of the season. So, you know, it doesn't get as much publicity or get talked about nearly as much. But, you know, we've been in similar situations, and we've always found a way to come out of it and be better because of it. You know, adversity, you know, when in it, you know, always seems like a bad thing, but once you get through it, you know, you become stronger, and, you know, it'll only help us in the long run.
I don't think we've asked you this about the in-season tournament. I don't know if you saw the courts today. What's your thoughts on the courts, and what's your thoughts on the tournament as in general, the in-season tournament?
Yeah, the court looks dope. You know, I'm excited. The NBA is always, you know, trying to, you know, create the next big thing, and, you know, I'm sure that just like the play-in tournament, everybody's going to, you know, be pretty excited about it. So I'm excited to get a chance to play and, you know, represent Memphis in it.
A couple of things for me, but first of all, in that first quarter, you had, I think, 9 points. You played off the ball a lot while Marcus was the primary handler. Do you think, you know, that combination of you two works well, and do you, I guess, enjoy any more or less being in that position because you were so successful today?
Yeah, I mean, me and Marcus have had dialogues about it, and, you know, traditionally I have been an off-ball player, you know, where he spent a lot of time on the ball, you know, in Boston and, you know, even throughout college and everything. So, you know, it's a shared responsibility for sure, but, you know, I'm very comfortable with him initiating offense, and I think he's very comfortable with me initiating offense as well. But, you know, if I'm off ball, I get a chance to run around a little bit, and, you know, that sometimes gets me going as well.
Pointed out that when you weren't on the floor tonight, there were some struggles. I guess when you're watching what's happening and trying to diagnose, you know, how you guys can get a rhythm, you know, what are you thinking about?
I mean, just giving the guys confidence. I mean, you know, sometimes you see it and it gets stagnant out there, 1 or 2 missed shots or a turnover. You know, a lot of those guys are playing their their first dose of heavy minutes like that. Jake and, Roddy obviously played a bunch last year, but Derek's new with us and stuff like that. So it's new for everybody, and everybody's trying to figure it out and find their roles, and you just can't put too much pressure on yourself. Just go out there and have fun and play and, enjoy the game and whatever the game brings, whether it's made shots, missed shots, turnovers on to the next play, and, we're all in it together for sure.
Des, so Zai has said that, it doesn't really feel like y'all are 0-4 because of, what y'all are learning and the kind of the energy that y'all are playing with. Do you kind of feel that same sentiment and share that same sentiment as he does?
Yeah, we're on 4, but we got 78 games left. We might go 78-4. Who knows? But it's so early in the season. And we're working towards something. We're working on new offensive wrinkles. We're working on building chemistry with our new teammates. We got guys working to get back on the court and get healthy, so we're working through a lot of things right now, and the only thing we're focused on is continuing to get better, and that's probably where you hear that excitement from Z, because we've seen jumps, regardless if it says it in the scoreboard or in the win column or not. We feel like we're improving on the things that we're practicing on and prioritizing. Appreciate it.
Hey, Coach, where do you go from here? I know you cut it to 4 points in the last couple of minutes, but weren't able to get in any closer.
Sorry, say.
I said, where do you go from here? You got it to 4 points. You cut it to 4 points, but after that, you just weren't able to get any closer.
Get better. It's as simple as that.
Oh, can you just describe some of the things you were doing against Luka, it seemed like, you tried different methods of limiting him in different ways, but, he still had 35, 12, and 12.
Yeah, he played great. I thought a number of other guys played great for him. He had that burst there at the end of the second quarter. We tried everything. We tried switching, dropping, blitzing, hitting. He can score at will, knock down big-time threes, and obviously get into the free throw line, and then also 12 assists. That's why he's special.
Several times you guys have been able to cut a late lead, but just haven't been able to get over the hump late. What is it that you think has kind of killed the momentum there in some of those situations?
I'll be better.
Taylor, Dallas 23 of 47 from 3. Just first look before watching any film, what were some of the observations that you've made in some of the looks that the Mavs were able to create?
Yeah, they created open looks. That's what their offense does. Obviously, Grant Williams shot it great. Derek Jones shot it great. Tim Hardaway, shoots it great. Jane Hardy comes in only 10 minutes, knocks down 2 threes. They had a lot of rhythm shots. Credit to them with their ball movement. I thought they were really precise. Luka initiates that, but I thought they did a really good job with their drive and kicking out. Kudos to them. They shot the ball really well tonight.
What are you looking for when, Desmond Bane leaves the game and you have to play, those stretches without him? Just what in particular are you looking for from the team in those minutes?
Yeah, improved play. I thought when Des was out, we definitely struggled offensively. Thought had some decent looks, missed some open shots, couldn't get to the rim as much, missed some bunnies at the rim. So I got to reevaluate, lineups and all this stuff, but we just got to play better, especially in those minutes.
First quarter looks like, he played more off the ball and was pretty successful. What did you like about, that first quarter start that you guys were able to get with him, with Marcus predominantly being the handler there?
Yeah, Marcus has been great. I think that allows Des to play off the ball. Marcus with 9 assists. I thought he was in attack mode, aggressive. Obviously knocked down 5 threes, but his ability to collapse the defense and still figuring out, his utilization and pick and rolls allows Des to move without the ball a little bit more freely so they can't key in on maybe game plans with him with the ball in his hands. Obviously, Des ended up having a really good game, which was great to see, kind of bounce back after the last couple ones. But, having a great point of attack with Marcus allowed that to kind of free up with him off the ball.
Hey, Coach, the last couple of games, it seemed like the opponents were able to get free and open from three-point and consistent. Other than Luka, being Luka, how can you prevent that to bring that number down from successes?
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be able to take away when a team passes the ball that unselfishly, So our shifts have got to be better. Our recognition of when to build out to the three-point shooters, our rotations, when they got into drive and kick, we were probably a little step slow at times. But that's the nature of the league right now, especially their team is built on shooting a million threes a game. So you're not going to be able to take away anything. You give Luka room to operate. He's going to score at will. You take away room. That's why he's one of the best. He's got some of the best vision, and credit to his teammates to knock down shots tonight as well.
Coach, talk about that first half, highest scoring first half of the season so far, 61 points. Coming into this, did you know that you guys were going to have to kind of get in the track meet with the Mavericks offensively to kind of keep pace tonight?
I mean, I was more focused on us just taking a step offensively. We've struggled the last couple of games. Obviously in the second half, it kind of, dwindled down, especially in that fourth quarter. But our guys put a lot of great work in, this morning, watching the film, the drills that we're doing. As I say, it's the patience. Like, I thought our execution offensively for the majority of the game was good. Late game, that's where it starts with me. You got to be better organized, got to knock down some more shots, throughout the game. But I thought the way that we set a tone early in the first quarter especially was exactly what we talked about coming out of the Washington game. So a step in the right direction. Our guys should be excited about that and carry that momentum. The focus was on us getting better. Great. Thanks, everyone.